All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns at my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are all cool people that were able to show up tonight. And
I'm excited to be back after like 5 months. Not 5 months, but it feels
I
like it.
got very, very sick, and
I
I
know.
had to
I'm
cancel.
sorry.
It was not fun.
Why don't make
Um,
you like just
no. Announcements. A lot of nonsense has been going on in the tabletop RPG world.
Yeah. Yep.
Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford now work for Darrington Press.
Uh-huh.
That's nonsense. Todd Kenrick and Jess something, the former VP of Dungeons and Dragons, both left Wizards of the Coast.
Ooh,
Jess,
shit.
the VP, said that she was voluntarily leaving. Todd Kenrick claimed that he was laid off. So there's weird stuff going on at Wizards of the Coast, specifically D&D. There's crazy stuff going on at Darrington Press. I read a statement from whomever the head specifically on Daggerheart is about Perkins and Crawford coming over, and people were kind of worried. Well, are they going to push out the person that's actually running Daggerheart and doing it? And they basically said, no, actually,
Spencer and Rowan.
something like that. They basically said, no, actually, I'm totally good with this. I like creating Daggerheart. I don't like managing it. So if we have other people that are better in those kinds of roles, I'm perfectly fine.
It's also the structure, the titles they have in the positions. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it's to be blunt. Like, Chris Perkins is my friend. I've interacted with the dude before, and I know a lot of people that have interacted with him. Having Chris Perkins as a boss is probably the best experience you are ever going to have.
They're going to learn a lot. Oh my God, I'm so jealous of that.
The thing with Perkins is he's just a very, for lack of a better term, he's a very open kind of leader, to where he's very welcoming to thoughts and ideas and things like that, and he's a great guy. And Crawford, as far as I know, Crawford is kind of cut from the same cloth. Like, there's a reason that both of them went to Darrington. So even if it was some kind of usurping or something like that, you really can't go wrong with Perkins and Crawford. I know a lot of people are not particularly fond of Crawford because of stuff that happened in late stage 5.0 D&D stuff, but I think a lot of that was stuff that was designed by committee and corporate overlords pushing stuff in. I think now that he doesn't have to deal with that shit, he was one of the people that designed 5th edition. Him, Perkins, and I think Wyatt created 5th edition, which is the most popular version of the most popular tabletop RPG of all time. And love it or hate it, 5th edition is really solidly designed.
Yep.
The
A
later
system
stuff
that you
gets
consistently,
weird.
a system that consistently, and you've touched on the basis of this too, that consistently sold a player's handbook, a DM's, and a monsters manual throughout its run.
Yeah, it's
That's
nonsense.
fucking impressive.
So so that really cool stuff happening there. There's a bunch of other just nonsense Kickstarters that look really, really cool. The Welcome to Night Vale RPG, I have a copy of now. I got my backer digital copy of it, and it's getting closer and closer to coming out. I think it comes out in August. So that's a thing that's going to be a thing very, very quickly here. There's a new Transformers RPG book coming out in July or August. There's a new G.I. Joe RPG book that's coming out Q3 or Q4. I can't remember when, near the end of the year. So Essence 20 stuff is having some cool stuff going on. The Heroes of Might and Magic tabletop RPG Kickstarter was successful. Draw Steel is getting very, very close to being done. I get regular updates from that. There's just tons of cool stuff that's probably going to be coming out end of this year, early next year. That's going to just blow up the tabletop RPG market. A lot of it by people that have either made a tabletop RPG that was relatively well received, or are just really, really experienced in tabletop RPGs that are actually putting out their first completely custom one, like Colville. So we're going to see some nonsense good stuff coming out soon. Friend of the channel, Kiri Callaghan, has put this on her Instagram page and Facebook, and I think it's on YouTube too. She has actually seen the physical version of her book now. It looks amazing. We're super, super pleased. There's a Void Floof cameo in the announcement thing. It's amazing. Yeah, it's the Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder. Comes out October the 7th. You can pre-order it a billion different places. Do it. We are getting more and more excited. Follow Kiri's Instagram because she keeps putting lore posts out on her Instagram that kind of explain the world and stuff like that. So, yeah, super amazing, wonderful things are happening for Kiri. Few of my other friends have cool things happening in their lives that I won't go into right now because it's their lives, not my lives. But we're very, very happy for them. Yeah, and I'm not dead. Like, as weird as that sounds, there is quite a few days.
2025 energy.
Yeah.
Past week, there was a few times where I was really starting to think about creating a will. Like, it was not fun. Yeah, I'm alive. I'm running my game. For anyone that's really interested in the Daggerheart game that I ran last Tuesday, I'm still in contact with all the players. We're looking at continuing it, at least allowing them to get through the entirety of the Moat House. So stay tuned. I will probably put announcements on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TrainerJody. So if you want to see the continuation of that herding cats incident,
La Croc will return.
I'm surprised. Did we have any cat people? I don't think we had any.
Aww.
Damn.
I don't think we.
I'm thinking because we had Froggy. Imp was a frog.
Ribbit.
Who else we had? We had a giant because that's what Toast decided to be.
We had a human, a goblin, a fairy, and a giant. And
yeah. I forgot. We also had a fairy, which was hilarious. And yeah, the base town that they're supposed to continually return to like rest and everything, they tried to burn down the inn and then got banished.
I will fight
the
you on a
hell?
couple of things. One, you dipped into the fear and started 2 bar fights. Got 2 people angry at us.
No.
And then Dan, he said and you went, I'll give you a choice. You can either let this happen or your little fire elemental will start creating fires.
And Dan chose to light the thing on fire. Like, I
Weird,
gave
a player
them the
chose arson.
choice. So anyway, it was fun. It was chaos. I'm still really, really enjoying Daggerheart. So yeah. Anything else?
I want to play Legend of Zelda version. I want to come back with with Durf.
Yeah. I have to find a time when Lex is actually going to be able to show up again. Because Lex is doing cool stuff, and Aaliyah's doing cool stuff, and Elias went to Japan a while back, and now is also doing cool stuff. And Jax is doing cool stuff, and Kiri's doing cool stuff. Yeah, you do lots of cool stuff.
I know we haven't seen her in a while. We're going to say it. Venus is doing some cool stuff. We're
Yeah,
going to keep
Venus
quiet
is doing cool stuff.
until she comes
Everybody's doing
back.
cool stuff.
Until she comes back.
You're muted, Jax.
You are muted.
Anyway, so yeah, lots of people doing cool stuff. I survived a near-death experience. Like, things are looking up. Yeah.
2025.
Oh
Damn,
lord.
guys. And the world right now is in a completely stable place. There's nothing world changing going on. There are no major conflicts that might explode into a world war or anything like that. And I will fight tooth and nail to remain in my blissfully ignorant bubble where no one is doing stupid things internationally.
I thought that was my job as an autistic person.
So, let's go back to the world that I can control. It's time for us to return.
Challenge accepted, son of a bitch.
It's time to return to traversing the veil. The party was able to finally unlock the vault that they had been attempting to open. And when they got in, they discovered a treasure trove of impressive magic items. Arai found a pair of bracers that gave her incredible speed. Aoi found a sword seemingly designed perfectly for her. And Smegwick, almost called you Relwyn, Smegwick found a rod that allowed him to create the connections that he's longed to create for so long, and also drain the life out of people. However, after opening the vault, they attracted these strange, beholder-like creatures they have affectionately called nope holders. After defeating them, they were eventually able to make it back to the device that seems to keep randomly pulling them through time and space. And they again warped. But when they reached their destination, they realized something was extremely wrong. They realized they couldn't breathe. They were surrounded by some strange toxic gas, and there was momentum. They could feel the ground beneath them rising, pushing them towards the sky that they couldn't see. Suddenly, they erupted from beneath the veil to realize they were back in the sovereignty. They were somewhere in the Fading Isles, and they had no idea when they had arrived. And that is where we return.
Where in time is traversing the veil.
I have the exact same audio file in two different places.
Oops.
So, to get a refresher, because it's been close to a month since we played, you guys were able to get some new magic items. Any of them are required attunement. You guys have had the time to attune to them.
Oh,
Yep,
okay. That
we
was my
did.
first question.
You were all able to kind of transport with the device, and then when you kind of came to, you were effectively in the veil. You were rising, and suddenly you guys are back in the sovereignty, apparently on a fading isle. And I think that's where we ended it last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go?
Oh, did you make a correction? Because I have 2 Bloodmire wands in my...
Yeah, I had 2 Tempest Griffins. I just deleted one.
One has attunement, one doesn't. Maybe that's the reason why.
It's possible that I accidentally added an extra one.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll take one off.
Because I know I added things to your guys' character sheets when you got them, but I just as easily might have accidentally added it twice.
Because I thought I attuned. I went like, I'm not attuned. And I went there and said like, why do I? Oh, I'm attuned twice to a Bloodmire wand. Like, what?
Don't worry, I'm not. I'm absolutely fine, Jody.
Okay.
Nothing duplicated on my end.
So.
I'll dual wield these things. Yeah, let's do this.
Oh wait, why did that disappear now? What?
The joys of D&D Beyond for all of your Dungeons and Dragons needs. So yeah, you guys literally have just kind of come out of the veil. Looking around, the fading isle that you're
That's
on.
got to be a fucked up realization. We realized that that happened. Like,
Yeah, that. What the
because you,
hell?
very disturbed DM, told us what happens to a body. It doesn't just melt.
Mm-hmm. It's a remarkably unpleasant experience.
Mm-hmm.
And you all, like, your lungs right now have a little bit of fluid in them from everything like that. Like they're at a little bit of pain. You guys are able to basically cough up any remaining effectively condensation from the veil and stuff. But it's a harrowing experience, and you guys were only in it for a few seconds. But looking around, the isle that you seem to be on seems to be relatively large. Not quite as large as the ones that you guys got hired to deal with, and you found Corialstrax on there and everything. But big enough that it would take a decent amount of time to explore with a good party. So yeah, what would you all like to do?
I guess the first thing will be like, we look around. Like, what does the island look like that we just came up with? Because normally, like you said, we've said, like, when islands appear, if they actually appear like fully kitted out.
Yeah. So looking around this island, you notice that the island itself is very tropical, I guess could be the best description of it. You can see what appears to be rainforest. There's some other areas, like the island itself is very wet. So there's some areas that look very rainforest-esque. There's some areas that are just obviously swamps. You can actually see quite a few different cave structures kind of going into the meat of the island itself. But yeah, if you had to pick a single word to relate to the item, wet would fit very well. Despite there not being any like massive like rivers or lakes or anything on it, there are puddles and bogs and little bodies of water just about everywhere, aside from the part of the ruins that you guys are in, which is more damp than when you left the Feywild, but there's not like standing water everywhere or a big old river running through it or something.
Oh, great, the island of moist.
Very human.
She'll name this island Florida.
I hadn't made that connection, but yeah.
Florida. To
Florida.
differentiate it from the place that's
Did you feel that? I think the crime rate just immediately spiked when I said that.
precisely.
Suddenly you see people going around eating salt and putting it in their bath.
Yep.
Anyway.
Go to a restaurant, find fries and everything inside.
And you can eat gator there too.
Yeah, I was about to say, you better watch out because you don't know if it's gator or chicken.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, gator, when cooked well, ain't bad. And it does taste remarkably like chicken.
Yeah, yep. It's just a texture thing. For the most part. If it's not cooked well, which is very easily not to cook things well, very easy to do, then you can definitely.
Like it's leather.
It's it's like calamari, like that's overdone, where it's just like.
It's a bouncy ball.
Yeah.
All
right.
So yeah, what do you all want to do? You can see you are kind of sequestered pretty far away. Like you're on kind of a corner of the island, and because of the various kind of flora and coverage, you think that people probably wouldn't be able to notice the ruins themselves unless
Oh,
they
so the
were
ruins have
very
followed us
close.
too.
Yep, the ruins seem to always follow you. Looking around, they don't look as large as they were before. Like in the Feywild, you had like probably close to like a square mile of the city came with you. Here, it's looking much closer to like a couple city blocks.
Hmm. Yeah, look around for like uh cave entrance or something.
Okay.
Since that's pretty much all we can go on for now.
All right. Anyone else want to do anything?
We'll take a quick look in there. Hey, just remember these things also come usually fully populated with animals too, and creatures tend to
Yeah.
like being in caves.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you guys roll me perception checks? And Reggie
First.
mentions, I'll stay with Esmail, make sure everything's copacetic with her.
Oh yeah, how is she standing faint immediately, or is she good?
Yeah, she's fine.
She's sitting down. She's kind of leaning up against the fountain. She seems conscious, but she does seem a little bit pale.
She got the wobble legs.
Yeah, and she's kind of coughing up the remnants of the veil.
You okay?
Eh,
I'll be
19.
fine. It's been a while since I've inhaled veil.
You've had it before?
That's a story for another time, dear. So, what do we got for perception checks?
Got 21.
21? Okay.
21.
21? Cool.
5.
5. Aoi, you are a little preoccupied with Esmail, kind of making sure that she's okay, so you're not really paying attention to anything. The rest of you, as you're kind of surveying as much as you can, you see some movement over the horizon. Something relatively large is approaching the island as far as you can tell. It doesn't seem to be something that's on the island in and of itself, but coming close to the island. And you guys
Oh, so something from the Vale to the island?
as far as you can tell, there's a lot of trees and stuff in the way, but it's definitely something large, maybe a vessel, something like that. You think, just for, especially with a 21, kind of predicting where the island is and rough shapes and everything you've been able to figure out, you think that 20-30 minute journey you could get to a place where you could kind of observe whatever this thing is approaching the island.
Okay.
We get to a spot, we can see what's coming.
Yeah, I'll take a quick look at the device to see if it's showing how much time we have left before it activates again.
It seems to be 8 hours.
Oh, okay. That's a smaller time limit.
I think Smeagol's gonna go like, okay, he's gonna address the box and go like, okay, are you gonna let us take you with us this time? We gotta work something out here. Because again, there's been some type of semi-sentient shenanigans that have been going on here. Just like, and like points to her, points to Esmia, like, because she can't touch you without you doing bad stuff to her. Gonna pick you up. He's like,
I
I know,
takes out a spray bottle.
I
Gets
am,
it ready.
I am fully aware what I look like. Okay, and that's how far I'm willing to go for this.
All right.
And
So as you place your hands on the device,
the side, or it's just a fixed point.
Yeah. Having, especially since you had scout training, you've experienced immovable rods before. This
I was about to make a joke.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
feels relatively similar to that. This idea of it's a fixed point in space that will not move.
Thinking along those lines, like an immovable rod, is there something I could suss out to like make it move?
Depending on how much time you want to spend doing it. Like if you want to try and brute force it, you can make an athletics check.
Yeah.
If you want to use leverage, we could do some kind of
Oh,
intelligence.
I was thinking like Arcana, but
Yeah, you at this point, you guys have examined it quite a bit, and have kind of run out of stuff that you can learn from it through examination. Esmiel seems to have a connection with it that's slightly. She can see things that you guys can't, so it's possible that she may learn more about it.
okay, yeah,
But you're at this point, you're kind of spent with what you can learn from it.
okay. SBL, I don't know if like you can get on good terms with this thing so that it doesn't do bad things to you. Maybe I don't know, spend time with it. I don't know.
It's always what I've wanted to hear. Spend time with an inanimate object that's trying to kill me. Reminds me of an old boyfriend I had once.
Warforged?
Good luck to all of you. I think I'm going to take a slight nap.
Yeah, Reggie, you say with her.
Stay
So-
safe, you two.
Anything else you guys want to do before heading out?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Yeah, the approach we're hearing, is it like a thrum, 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 or is it like a steady kind of sound, or is it like a stompy? Or is it just
You
like
didn't
too
really
far off
hear
the
it. You physically saw it, and it looked like a ship, maybe just something very very large. Again, you just saw it through the trees, so you didn't hear anything. You're a little too far away to be able to hear anything.
Okay. Okay, let's try to get to a position like.
Streaming is doing weird stuff. Luckily, I'm recording this locally, so if you're watching on YouTube, it shouldn't be messed up.
But if you watch live, you can affect the show.
Yes.
Yep.
So, all right. So,
Smooth.
anything else you guys want to do before heading out?
I think that's pretty much it, unless someone else has any thoughts.
Okay.
No, because I don't think brute force worked on it the last couple of times anyway, so.
All right. Why doesn't everybody give me survival checks?
Yay. 10.
17.
All right.
11.
So as you guys start kind of tromping through this this kind of tropical rainforest-esque area, you guys are noticing the flora here is exotic, to use the exact right word. You guys can see like massive pitcher plants that seem to be leaking some acidic compound. You see various very large insects, not quite to the point of being like a giant spider or anything like that, but definitely like large mosquitoes and scorpions and other things like that kind of give you pause every so often. You'll also see like tree frogs on every thing, just a very vibrant, living world. As you guys eventually get to kind of an or a plateau, the area that you're in is still fairly heavily forested, but the area that you're looking down on is relatively open. It's very kind of peat bog-esque looking, and you can see a relatively large and rather extravagant looking ship has docked on the side here, and you're starting to see some creatures come out. The first thing that you notice about them is a lot of them are remarkably small, and you start to realize these are children. probably no more than maybe 9 or 10 years old, which at first seems very, very strange that kids would be showing up on a fading aisle. But after a few of them come out, you see a few adults come out. And Aoi, you actually recognize the symbols on their robes as coming from the magic school that you attended. Um, and kind of remembering fondly when you were a youngin'. Field trips were not an uncommon thing to happen. They would take you. You remember going at least once going to a fading isle. There were other times that they took you to Spheros once to see how airships are built and things like that. As you guys are all watching, you notice as one of, you assume, the students is pushed down the gangplank and kind of trips and skins their knee. It's a, again, young-ish Aarakocra girl. And coming out behind her is a larger black dragonborn. Despite the fact that he seems to be paired with the rest of this group that all seem to be, again, somewhere between the ages of like maybe 8 and 10, either this kid hit a growth spurt early or has been held back a few years because he's easily a head and a half taller. Like his musculature is a little bit bigger, and he seems to be picking on the other kids.
Can I try to listen in and try to see if I recognize his voice or like any names?
You're a little bit far away to be able to hear anything clearly, but if you want to make a history check with disadvantage, just because of how far you are, you can see if maybe you recognize any of the physical features.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 10.
10. So yeah, from this distance, it's really, really hard to tell. But as you're watching this and this, it's obvious that this Black Dragonborn is kind of bullying this Aarakocra. And as he is doing it, you suddenly see this flash of pink just show up, and this young human girl starts just getting in his face. Again, you're not able to really see or hear what's going on, but it's obvious that these two have had interactions before. And they're arguing a little bit, and suddenly, finally, at the very tail end of this, you guys see this very small, petite blue dragonborn start coming out and kind of stand by the girl with pink hair, and now they both seem to be trying to defend this Aarakocra girl. And it seems finally that this Black Dragonborn is has gotten tired of this little display, and he goes off somewhere else.
Oh my god. We are slightly forward in time, but not back to our time, about maybe 10-ish years or so. Because that is me.
That's you?
You're so tiny. I mean, you're tiny, but you're tiny. Tiny. I'm sorry. I like pat your head.
More tiny. It's okay. She's young.
Yes.
Oh lordy, I don't wanna. Do I remember this particular trip to this fading aisle?
Go ahead and make me just a flat history check.
Okay. Yeah. God, 8.
Hey. So thinking back, you could remember there was a few trips that you guys took to Fading Isles. You remember one where you landed on like a bog type area, uh, and you remember that it was not a fond memory being there. But whatever happened, you can't remember specific details. Um, However, you think that after this trip, this might have been the last time the school took a field trip specifically to a Fading Isle, or at least without a an adventuring team with them.
Hmm. I'm.
Yeah, so you remember this at all, kid?
No, not this particular trip. No. I'm hoping it was a short trip, so we can potentially go there ourselves.
Well, I mean,
Without,
this has to be a coincidence because they obviously, I mean, it'd be really weird if they expected this island to pop up. Do you remember? Hey, do you recognize? Would you recognize or remember any of these other kids?
I know 2 of them. Once, the pink one's practically my adopted sister, and the black one's someone that basically the class bully. And I might know the Arakaka as well. Why? We were in the same Marine Corps, I think.
Oh, not to be uh too personal, but you did share a little bit. Is that the friend you're helping out?
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
As you guys are watching, you start seeing the groups start to kind of break off into little cliques, for lack of a better term. You can see everyone's kind of going into their own little group. Uh, the Black Dragon born is kind of on his own and seems to be looking for new targets to torment. And then Aoi and
Summer.
Summer also kind of go off on their own. But relatively quickly, you see the teachers kind of get everyone's attention, and a few other members of staff come out. There seems to be in the neighborhood of about half a dozen different adults along with the kids, and all of the adults are kitted out for combat. Like all of them have weapons on. They all have like packs and things like that. So they seem prepared. All the kids have these little kind of like knapsacks that all have the exact same thing. They have a bedroll. They have a little canteen of water. They're just little cookie cutter backpacks that they're all.
Do they appear to have a sash with like patches on them?
Not quite. This isn't like a scout program. This is
The Veil Scouts.
this is literally a class. And from what you can remember, Aoi,
Yep.
basically they would sometimes they would just kind of you take a field trip to the Fading Isles, and if an isle appeared and looked safe, they would actually have you kind of explore it with the teachers in tow until it got to a point where it either was a little too dangerous, because a decent number of the graduates would at some point in their life would get work working the Fading Isles. Like it's a really common place to get work.
I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every scout.
I can't remember any of my Boy Scout stuff anymore.
that I did Girl Scouting when I was in third to fourth grade.
I started as a Cub Scout and made it through. I think I was a Boy Scout for like 6 months. And then I went camping with my family and we got caught in a tornado in a tent. And that kind of, I just went, I'm done. I'm good. I don't need to be outdoors. My best friend, however, made it all the way to Eagle Scouts and did super, super well. So, anyway, so as you guys are kind of watching, you're seeing that the different groups are kind of being paired off with an adult. And it looks like, unfortunately, Aoi, Summer, and the Black Dragonborn, which,
Raj.
yeah, Raj have all been put in this as the same group, along with the Arakukakokra girl and then a few Wind Genasis. And so you guys are in your own group, and you seem to have been paired with an older gentleman. Aoi, you would recognize the incantations master, who most of the students were not particularly fond of, because while other classes like evocation class, you get to cast evocation spells, or conjuration, you change stuff. But incantations was literally just learning how to properly pronounce various magic words, how to incant things correctly. It was basically the equivalent of Latin class. And it was boring to the vast majority of the students. Also, there was always rumors that he was a lich because he was so old that no one could figure out how he hadn't died yet. But you remember...
I see you've forgotten your pronunciation once more, Miss Sparkscale.
But he was known to be a very powerful...
not Leviosa.
He was known to be a very powerful abjurer, specifically. But he's very gifted in abjuration magic and was a very skilled wizard in his time. So you see that they all have kind of paired off and they start kind of wandering away to different parts. You guys do notice that the group with Aoi and Summer and Raj seem to be heading in the rough direction of the ruins.
Okay, I am of two minds about this. One, I am concerned about running into... Yeah, well, we've already encountered that with my patron, and I was worried about that. We still seem to be here, and I'm not leaking anything out of my nose, so we seem to be good on that front. I'm of two minds on this. One, we don't interfere and let things play out, but the problem is, I don't think it's coincidence we showed up here again with someone else. It's someone else's history playing into this.
Save our timelines.
So maybe we will have been or supposed to be here for something either to happen or to watch out for you, kid, or one of your friends.
Yeah.
Because if something doesn't happen, maybe something else doesn't happen for you, and maybe you don't show up. We forget why we're here, and you go bye-bye. I don't know.
Oh, God, I hope not.
I hate time travel.
Yeah, I'm starting to hate it just as much.
So if they're looking to come this way, why don't we go back to the ruins? They might head our way. That would be more plausible than running into us.
Okay.
Our story could be we showed up on the opposite side of the island. That's the reason why they didn't see us, because this island just popped up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and if they do come across us, I evolved himself, I could just change myself into a
Yeah,
different looking Dragonborn.
I mean, you're a little older. You could just say like, maybe,
Cousins?
hey, you could be cousins, maybe. Unless you want us to call you by a different name. Well, oh crap, no, yeah, because we can't call you Owie.
Yeah,
Owu?
and
Ooh, no, no.
ouch!
Ooh.
Ow!
Ewa. Ewa!
Oh God,
You're going backwards!
oh Lord, make up a name on the fly.
Okay. So,
Because Aoi is way too honest for her own good.
just so I understand, you guys want to head back to the ruins? Do you want to kind of shadow them as they go? Like, what are you guys thinking?
Head back to the ruins.
Okay.
We
Since
could keep an eye on them, and that's
okay,
we end up because Esmiel and Reggie are already there, so
true.
our story could still play out that way.
Yeah, yeah. Let's. Yeah, maybe I can try to tell myself.
Okay.
And she lets that her own tail.
Think of something. Think about where you're there. Like I don't know, Albie,
Um, mm,
Albie, Lightning Tail. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm scared I'm going to come up with something that's going to sound really offensive to a Dragonborn.
yeah, I know.
We're invoking the Sorkin, by the way. This is as we're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys give me stealth checks with advantage?
Okay. 15 or I'll take the 15.
Stealth.
So it'll be 18.
Okay.
18.
All right.
Otherwise, it would have been 2. Yay!
17.
17. All right. So you guys start kind of using the trees and the terrain to your advantage, and you're able to kind of watch as they're going through. And you see kind of a pattern forming. Raj seems particularly intent on tormenting Aoi and Summer. Like every time they go through a new area, the teacher is kind of leading with his wand. And so as like vines and things would get in the way, he like switch his wand and there would be a slash in the air and then they would fall down, or he would cast a fire bolt and burn things around. And as he's doing that, he's also kind of saying things. This over here, this is a Latin name of a tree that I'm not going to pretend to pronounce, and you can actually use the bark of this one to cure arthritis, which is very useful for people like me. Yes, Imp?
I know it should be. Okay. So, Imp hates bullies.
Mm.
It wouldn't take a lot, so I think it would still be within the 10-pound range. Could I, like, take a branch and just pull it back and then just, like, whoosh,
Hey.
into the Dragonborn?
Sure.
It's technically not attacking with the mage hand.
I mean, theoretically, it could do damage.
I'm not looking for a full whip back and taking a kid's eye out.
Yeah,
or
if you're
anything, like,
if the intent is simply to create an obstacle using your mage hand, why don't you make me a spell casting to check? But I'm going to say you have to do it with disadvantage because it's just not how the spell is designed. So using it kind of a weird way and trying to remain anonymous while doing it
fair enough.
is difficult.
I'm being a bad influence. I deserve this. Well, 16 or 13. 13 spell attack?
Yeah, basically
Or
spell attack roll. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so 13, not 22.
22. Okay. So you guys watch as Raj is yet again just as they're kind of going through things, you watch as he notices out of the corner of his eye a bit of like really, really wet moss that seems to have been growing on a tree, but the branch itself has kind of detached. And so the moss is about ready to just drop to the forest floor. And he sees Summer specifically right underneath it. And you watch as he just and shoots a little bit of acid up there to kind of encourage it to come down. But as he leans back, suddenly, and you watch as he goes and just spits a load of acid on a tree nearby, which starts to kind of bubble and spit. And you see him kind of look around to see who hit him. And the teacher turns around. Raj, what are you doing over there? I can't believe I have to tell you to not use your acid breath on the fauna here. It just causes issues, and what happens if that isn't a tree? It could be a trent, or it could be some creature that we haven't discovered before. Now it's angry at you and it's going to try to turn you into dinner. I mean, really, Raj, I thought you had better control over that. In your evocation class, your professor has told me that you have expert control over your breath abilities, and yet now just randomly spitting it. And he turns back and goes, it was Owie did it. She hit me in the face with a branch, and that's what it was. Miss Sparkscale, are you using your magic in inappropriate ways? Well,
She was like somewhere else.
and she just kind of looks up, and
What
she
are you
has this,
talking about?
just like the biggest eyes ever. She's like, well, I don't think so. I didn't do anything. Now she's lying. See? And he shows this like tiny little blemish from where the branch hit him. You saying that just happened like I did it to myself? Now, the both of you, I know that you have your issues, but we are here to learn. And you are causing... Both of you are going into a time out. And both Aoi and Raj kind of look up at him and kind of look around at where they are with this just kind of expression
Yeah.
of, huh?
Good looking voice in that.
Yes, what you're going to do, and he kind of points his wand at both of them, and you can see a mage hand appear and kind of grab both of them and kind of encourage them. And he goes around and kind of pokes the ground a little bit and finds some trees. You are both going to stay right here and not move another inch. You no longer get the privilege of learning about this lovely place. There. And you watch him start kind of conjuring the things. You recognize an alarm spell getting cast, and then illumines the tiny huts and all these things. Now you stay there, and I want you both, in your packs you have your notebooks. I want you both to write me a 500-word essay about how to be respectful of your teachers.
Okay, maybe do we need to intervene on this one? Like,
All right, the rest of you come with me. We have more things to learn. Look, over here, you see these large insects. Now, some of you have battled conjurations of giant scorpions and that. These are actually just normal scorpions that are very, very large. They're not quite the giant monstrous. And he keeps going off and that.
okay, should we maybe intervene on this one now?
I mean, they're safe, so
Yeah, Allie would definitely do as her elders say and just
I know, but
stay
also
put.
this guy's also kind of splitting the party with kids.
As you all are
yeah, but they're
disgusting.
safe. So disgusting. Ooh.
As you're all just absolutely
I'm
disgusting.
beautiful.
You should be ashamed of yourself. As you all are discussing this, you suddenly see some movement and a flash of pink, and suddenly Summer has arrived But unfortunately, Leomund's tiny hut is preventing her access. And so you start seeing Summer do something that you remember her being very, very good at, which is breaking magic spells.
Ooh.
She wasn't particularly good at casting magic spells. She wasn't horrible, but that wasn't. But she was really, really good at screwing them up. And so you can see her doing everything she can to find a way to somehow disable the alarm, to do something to the Leomund's tiny hut. And again, your memory of this incident is very, very fuzzy. Your memory of Summer is when she puts her mind to something, she's pretty good at doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you all like to do?
And maybe sneak off while they're distracted, maybe.
Okay. Sneak off
And
as in
follow.
go away from
Follow.
them, or
And what do you guys suggest?
What do you think it could?
I. I'm hoping they'll be okay. Them.
You were okay, right?
Yeah, I'm just hoping I'm not screwing things up by leaving myself be. I'll
Maybe we're supposed to give you the confidence boost you need. Just not out there.
Need. Alright.
as you all are discussing this, you suddenly hear this kind of cracking sound, and suddenly Leomund's tiny hut, the spell vanishes, and you can see Raj just doing these tiny little spits of acid near Aui's feet, and she keeps having to kind of move, and she gives him dirty looks, and she seems to be desperately trying to write her essay. And every so often a bit of acid will get on her paper, and she has to wipe it off, and the notebook is kind of pockmarked now.
Look, I'm not saying I'm going to hurt Raj, but I am considering lighting his ass up with fairy fire.
That would be funny.
Well, as you say that, you suddenly see purple flames, purplish pink flames erupt from Summer. There's the name. Summer, as she seemed to have had a similar idea, as she just kind of envelops him in this purplish pink flame, and he kind of gives her like a dirty look, and you could see the tension starting to rise, and little baby Aoi is trying to kind of contain her laughter.
I'm gonna quickly use alter self to change myself to that professor.
Okay, can you copy? Because that would be more of a disguise self. I don't think alter self can do like it can. It might make you physically more similar to him, but if you wanted to actually like all the clothes and everything, that would be a disguise self spell.
Yeah, I can't change my clothing. Yeah.
As you guys are considering what to do, you see Raj eventually becomes fed up and just takes a swing at Summer, who deftly dodges out of the way. And they start kind of, he starts chasing her, and she keeps kind of going around. Aoi seems to be trying to get all of them to stop, and they all start kind of heading off the beaten path.
Oh, let's follow. Let's follow him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Should we tell Reggie and Ismail that they might have company soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got sending?
Extremely baby company.
No.
That's your answer.
All right,
Hmm.
chasing.
Okay. So as you guys go, you're one of the things you're kind of surprised about. Summer has got some legs on her. Like you guys are actually having some difficult.
Rye is not looking at a child's legs.
What I
thank you.
mean by that, she is. You guys are actually having a hard time keeping up with her. Like she is remarkably swift, even in the remarkably difficult terrain that you guys are in. Like she's jumping over logs and kind of climbing up trees and jumping between branches and things like that. Raj, on the other hand, is more of like a bulldozer. When he comes to something that is not easy for him to go over, he just takes a big breath in and coats everything in a lovely coating of acid. And keeps going, and he does everything he can to try and get this girl. And Aoi is kind of following behind, doing everything she can to stop everything that's going on. And eventually, he gets a lucky shot and hits a branch that Summer was jumping to, makes it unstable enough that she just plummets about like 10 feet down. But instead of hitting the ground, she just keeps falling, and you guys completely lose track of her.
Oh God.
If I see that, like, that's probably. I was just wondering if I see her. If she looked like she was in trouble, am I too far away to do Featherfall?
What's the range on it again?
I think 60 feet, but let me just confirm on that.
If it's only 60, you'd
60.
You'd be a little bit, like, in order to stay hidden and everything, you guys are closer about 100 feet away.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Should be a little bit, just be a little bit outside the range of this spell.
Okay, might be time to announce ourselves if she took a tumble.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. Howie, were you going to use Alter Self to just make yourself look different?
Yeah, I was gonna try and make myself look like like an amethyst dragonborn.
Okay. So you guys watch as she's going. You start seeing her blue scales suddenly start to change. They have a much closer to lavender tone, and they start looking harder, crystallized. And suddenly you have Aoi, the amethyst dragonborn, next to you.
I'm going to get around as fast as I can to see if I can how many I'm still medium sized. Can I make myself look a little bit larger?
Yeah, you can stretch yourself a little bit. I don't think you can do enough that you would change size classes, but if you want to add
I
a couple extra
can't change size classes, but
I mean, you're already taller than I would submit this
yeah.
this young Howie, so.
Yeah, height and weight, sound of my voice, and height, weight, and I'm gonna make myself sound a little bit older, so none of them can recognize my voice.
All right. So as you guys are kind of running over, Aoi immediately rushes over to see a baby Aoi. Immediately rushes over to see what happened to Summer, and Raj kind of hesitantly starts moving forward as well. And once you guys get within range that they could see you, Aoi just kind of looks up at you guys. Moving quickly through the forest means you're not really stealthy anymore. So she kind of sees all of you, gets big eyes, and then kind of steps back. You hear this, and suddenly she disappears as well. Raj turns around and starts breathing in, and you can see him filling his lungs, and then and he is gone as well.
What?
Interesting. Hey, Spit holds up his hands. Be like, hey, you kids okay? We spotted you. We spotted a ruckus. We saw your friend take a tumble. You all right?
Is everyone all right?
No
Come on,
answer.
we can hear us.
Well, we'll run to where the summer took a fall. She took a fall into a hole or something, or
Go ahead and make me a dex save.
Oh.
All of us?
Whomever is running up, I'm going to say, because Smegwick said it first, I'm going to say that Smegwick
Fair.
was just slightly faster than you guys, so he's the only one that's going to need the dex save right now.
Okay.
All right.
deck save.
Mhm.
9.
9. Yeah, so as you kind of rush forward, go, hey, if you can hear me, and suddenly you plummet. Make me an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Oof.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say no.
Okay, cool. Well, let's change things up here a little bit.
Uh-oh.
If I do fall, I will. If am I falling, or is it just like a spell going
Yeah,
off?
you're falling.
Oh, I'm gonna feather fall.
Okay. I'll give you advantage on the acrobatics check then.
Oh, sorry, reroll.
So yeah, just roll again and see if you can roll higher than whatever nope was.
Well, that
We're
I
all
roll.
higher than.
Okay, so I have to roll higher than 2. Awesome. Okay. Nice. 9, so 12.
12. Still not quite enough. So, as you kind of run forward, suddenly the ground beneath you just kind of cracks and you start falling. And instinctually, you immediately cast Featherfall. And as it starts to affect you, you suddenly feel everything on you just get soaked as you plunge into this bog like situation. And as you try to kind of stand up, you feel this and you feel this intense pain in your ankle, and you think you've twisted your ankle.
Oh no.
Every friggin' time.
So all terrain is treated as difficult terrain for you until you're able to deal with it.
Do I see Summer?
Looking around, what I'd like you to do, go ahead and put your figure somewhere in this area here. I'm going to see if I can...
Just gonna have to back out. Okay.
There we go. So yeah, somewhere in this area here. And looking around, the area that you're in is really small and far enough away that you don't think you wouldn't be able to see them if they fell in there. And just really quickly doing some math, you think that Summer probably fell a little further, maybe around here. And so you look for a little bit and you can see Summer seems to be over there. Little Owie is there, and Raj is there.
Smegwick is limping. Like, son of a fucking. Are you kids okay?
As they hear you, Owie takes out her very small rapier, and kind of you can see a little bit of spark at the end of it as she kind of goes, "Who are you?"
Sorry for scaring you. Sorry for scaring you. I apologize for that. Name Smegwick. Out of character. I don't have anything to hide from me. Name Smegwick. Like I said, we spotted you kids from above. We heard a skirmish. Next thing we know, we see your friend fall. Just came here just to see if you kids are okay.
So Go ahead.
So I'll just
Okay. While this is going on, Big Owie and Arai, you guys just watch as Smegwick fell, and then you hear a little cry of pain that sounds very, very muffled. What would you two like to do?
And
Get to a stop and see if I can find where he fell down.
Okay. With your experience, specifically in Vanishing Ruins, you
And falling down holes.
yeah, like you recognize collapsing floor when you see it, and so almost instinctually you take your pike out and you start basically using it. Have you ever? I sincerely doubt, since you are from Southern California, you've never been ice fishing, right?
I have actually.
You have? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen when someone's originally trying to figure out whether they have like a stick thing that they go and they kind of poke the ice as they're going out to make sure that it's solid enough to
Yes.
be on?
Yep.
Effectively, that's what you're doing here. Is and you eventually find out exactly where the floor is weak enough, and you start kind of mapping it out. And it's a big area. Like, you're kind of impressed with how large the area is.
Huh.
But you're able to get to the point where Smegwick fell in. You're actually a little bit impressed because he was actually able to run over some really unstable ground and get about 10, 15 feet past where you think it would be safe to walk.
Maybe we found out the hole.
All the way down the hole.
make me feel down the hole.
So because of just angles and things like that, you're not able to see him unless you break more of the floor to kind of make you a hole that you can see through.
And he will.
Okay, so Arai, you just kind of, and yeah, you can see Megwick. He seems to be heavily favoring one leg over the other.
Yeah.
Mix it up. Hi guys. That was fun.
Oh boy. Let's
I'm not gonna say anything that because kids are present.
better not.
Kid, you guys okay? It seemed like it hurt. Are you okay? Are you hurt?
You suddenly hear Baby Owie go, "My friend is... She's not awake. I think something's
crap.
wrong."
Okay. Hang tight,
Real
kid.
quick, for Smegwick, from Slice of Scott, take a reroll token.
Oh, thank
Slice
you.
of Scott.
And Owie, take an inspiration from Slice of Scott.
Aww.
And
So
then
nice.
Arai, take an inspiration from Slice of Scott as well.
Oh, thank you, Slice of Scott.
Hello, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
They're from my YouTube channel. They say things on there. Yeah, you watch as Owie kind of rushes over and seems to be trying to figure out what's going on with her friend. We'll bring back the player portraits again, seeing as the map is a little bit boring right now, and I wasn't smart enough to create a scene that had both faces and a map.
Yay.
That'll happen.
I do that now for my newer overlays. So yeah, Raj, however, seems to be not really paying attention to anything going on over here, and doesn't seem to be responding to anything that you've said either, Smegwick. As far as you can tell, he's fixated in this general direction.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is, like, can I do anything or?
Sure.
Okay.
Like I said, your only limitation is you're effectively slowed.
Yeah. So, 5:15, 2025, and I'm okay. So, is it just the area I'm in is terrain, or is the whole area rough terrain?
Anywhere you try to travel, as long as you have a sprained ankle, everything is treated as difficult
Ah,
terrain.
gotcha.
Because you effectively
Okay.
have a sprained ankle, so.
That's the case. Okay, I gotta speed this up. So I'm going to, and then I'm going to use. Actually, I move there. Well, just action dash. Then I will. Yeah. Bonus action. I'll Misty Step.
Okay.
Right there.
So, Arai, you lose sight of Smegwick as he
I will
starts.
say, okay, so I don't know if they could have heard that or not. Like, oh, kid's hurt.
Yeah, Rye's making his way down.
Okay.
God.
Go ahead and roll me. I mean, in your case, roll me a strength.
Acrobatics?
I was gonna say strength athletics because I could definitely see Arai just kind
Does
of brute
26
forcing
make it?
No, you
Okay.
sprain all of your ankles. You actually grow 3 new ankles just to sprain
Just
them.
to sprain them?
Yeah. No,
Skill.
you, Smegwick, with you being kind of your unexpected fall, you did everything you could and mostly hurt yourself trying to stand up on really uneven ground. And then behind you, you just hear this like meteor fall. And you get, despite being like 30 feet away, you get little splashes of water as Arai, like 3-point hero landing there, and then just kind of stands up in all his majesty.
Wait, do you mean like male superhero or like Black Widow? Like,
Which one do you like better?
26. I think you get to pick.
You are such a poser. Like when you come down and you whip your hair back. Like
Like
you are
this.
such a poser.
yeah, that's what Rye's gonna do. He's gonna pop his hair back too.
And then so Smegwick speckled with bog water crap is just like prestidigitation. Really?
Aoi, do you want to attempt to join them?
Yeah, I'm going to climb down best as I can.
So yeah, that'll be an acrobatics check for you.
Rye's going to watch for Aoi and prepare to catch.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Shoot.
there it
Six.
is.
That guy have +8 on acrobatics. 16.
16. So yeah, you watch as Aoi kind of scrambles her way down. And again, as soon as you get down, you kind of step where you think the ground should be, and you sink in about 2.5 3 inches, and have to kind of catch yourself before you end up spraining your ankle the exact same way that
Yikes.
Smegwick did.
Whoa.
And
was
Arai
a
kind
close
of like
one.
steadies you for a second, like total like. I don't know if there's a better term for this, but I always just called it the mom hand.
The belt, seatbelt?
Yeah.
Mom arm. Yeah, mom arm.
Yeah, mom arm. Except to be more dad arm in this particular instance, but whatever. Smegwick, as you see your friends kind of come in, you look over in the direction of Raj, and you suddenly realize what it is that he's fixated on. You couldn't see it from where you were because this large mound-like object was in the way. But now that you're on the other side, you can see two very strange things. One obviously looks somewhat draconic. Like it's got wings that look very dragon-like, and it's got a mouth that looks dragon-like, but the wings themselves, something seems wrong about them. They're a little bit too thin, and the kind of bones in them that give them structure just seem off for some odd reason. But you can't tell too much more because whatever the creature is, it's currently unconscious. And that's this thing here that I couldn't find a better thingy for. And I'll show everyone else it too. So this right here. This thing, however, you do recognize from your scout training. There are rumors that beneath the veil there are really, really dangerous, strange creatures. And one of the creature types that every so often has found ways to breach the veil is a group of creature known as the Sloddy, or the Slod for singular. They're these strange kind of reptilian aberrations that are remarkably intelligent and seem to have a desire for destruction and death. They come in various colors. This one in particular is green. And if you want to roll me a history check, you can see if you can remember, or you could go Arcana as well, whichever you like better. You can see if you remember if the green slotty have anything in particular.
Actually, I'm proficient in either. So +6. 15.
15. So, from what you could remember, the lesser slot, like red and blue, they tend to be very, very dangerous. But they're very physical creatures. They have these big, thick claws that can do serious damage. They have these huge, toothy mouths that if they bite you. Green slot, however, have arcane skills. Some of them are intelligent enough that they can actually cast some spells. And they have arcane abilities that mimic spells as well. They tend to be very, very dangerous. Aoi and Arai, if you guys want to put your tokens somewhere in this area.
Oh, God.
Do I recognize what this other creature was? The dragon-like membranous winged creature?
You're not quite sure because it seems to be asleep right now. It's really hard to tell because it's kind of like curled around itself.
Curled, yeah.
Sorry, did you say this area or this area?
This area. This is where you guys
Okay,
fell.
perfect. That's what I thought.
There's
Yeah.
Aoi.
And then Aoi, you'd be over here. So
Which
I'm
one
fla-
you
I'm
stop
flashing my-
being laggy?
I'm flashing in my World of Warcraft days when one of the raid party members goes over and just kicks off the fight.
So Aoi,
Oh, Aoi with me.
yeah, you'd be over by Arai, over here on the left.
Okay. Alright.
So as Aoi's moving her token over, Spellbook, you can see that Raj has noticed this creature and seems to be kind of frozen in fear. And as you look, the Slod seem to be asleep, but now you can see like one big eye has opened, and he's slowly kind of moving his head up. He seems to have a like staff next to him that he kind of picks up, and he's slowly getting to his full like 12.5-foot tall height. And he sees you, and you can see he instantly starts to kind of gauge how dangerous you are, and then he sees the kids and he just grins. And I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
Initiative. Can I stop rolling my journey for one session?
Let's go here.
Well, I'm changing my dice out.
I'm so glad I get to roll with advantage.
Howie, what you got for me?
8.
8. Smegwick?
8.
Cool. Which one of you guys wants to go first?
I got a dex 3.
Oh, 18.
Okay. So, there. And then Arai.
18.
18. All right, we'll do that. All right, first up, Arai, you are going to be first. However, from where you are, you actually can't see either of these two creatures. You can just see that Smegwick seems very, very worried. What would you like to do?
He's going to move forward to try and see what he's looking at and just kind of call out, Smegwick? 2, 3.
We got unfriendlies.
Where? Starts looking around.
He just says that.
Okay. You should get the rough idea that something's going here. This mound thing is completely blocking your line of sight. It's about 15 feet high.
Okay, doesn't stop her, right? Oh, that's the wrong screen. I'm sorry, hold on. Nope, stop snapping to the wrong screen. No! Okay.
Would I be able to say anything else, or is that?
Absolutely, yeah. You can talk.
I don't know what this thing says, but I do know enough about my companion, so I think I can give enough to give it a heads up. Very quickly, I'll just say in Elvish Interconic if I can. Slod, spellcaster, dragon-like thing. I'm just gonna keep it real quick and simple, so I have to say it. Interconic and Elvish, that way he doesn't know what I just said.
Yeah. It's a slot. It's draconic in pretty much in nature. I think it would probably understand the draconic at least, right?
If I remember correctly, I don't know if like it Joshua the player remembers a slot looking like a lizard-like frog thing.
Yeah,
kind of.
slots kind of look like lizard frog things that are bipedal.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to know draconic.
Yeah, they're smart. They have their own language that they speak, remarkably enough, called Slod. But they also understand Common, and some of them speak other languages as well. They're again, this one is smart enough not only to be able to like understand things, but is actually able to cast, or possibly able to cast arcane magic and things like that. So.
Right.
I'll
Arai
take a
is
chance.
going to throw a javelin at it.
Okay. So you guys watch as Arai starts kind of moving forward, and then
He's going to rage first and then throw
Okay.
the javelin. Sorry.
So you see Arai get kind of cold. His eyes start to become this icy focus as soon as Smegwick mentions unfriendlies. And then very kind of smoothly and fluidly, he pulls a javelin out and hucks it towards the... Are you going for the slat or the dragon type thingy?
Shoot. That's good.
If it matters first, what happens when you rage?
I was about to say. I was getting there. Don't worry. He just beat me to the punch of the narration. Because the magic stuff, a bolt of lightning is going to shoot from my chest. So it says. It says that they can shoot from anywhere. And since it's within 30 feet of me, it has to do a Constitution saving throw, or take radiant damage, and be blinded.
Sure.
I'm always gonna hope for flump.
So, con save of 19.
That's okay.
Okay.
You don't get the hurt.
Does it take any damage on a miss or no?
Hold up. Let me bring it back up because I navigated away. Doot. Nope.
Okay. So as Arai is moving
Oh, actually,
forward,
it does. I'm sorry. It must succeed. It's no, you're good.
okay. As Arai is moving forward, you see he gets icy cold, and then you see these little bits of kind of frost lightning going across his skin. And as soon as he rounds the corner enough that he can see this creature, this bolt of lightning goes, and the creature just holds its staff up and absorbs the entirety of it into his staff. And he just kind of looks at you.
Oh no.
Okay. Now he's gonna throw his javelin.
Okay.
Mm, 23.
23 does hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
9.
All right. 9 total.
Yep.
All right. So as the javelin kind of hurls through the air, he kind of goes and cuts his shoulder. He goes. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw another javelin.
Okay. Without even pausing to see if it hits, another javelin starts flying through the air.
22.
22 hits as well.
And 12 points of damage.
All right. This one hits a little bit closer, and you watch him kind of pull it out and just toss it behind him. Anything else?
And Rye's just gonna breathe out and smoke's gonna. Frost is gonna like pass through his lips. That's it.
Okay. It's his turn. He slams his staff on the ground, and the creature here starts to kind of open up. And the first thing that you notice is that the creature opens its rather massive jaws. You could see where you would expect a throat to be is a large eye inside its mouth.
Oh no.
And then as it starts to kind of get up, the wings unfurl, and they look like dragon wings, but at the ends, where you normally would see claws, there is an eyeball at the end of each of the kind of bones that support his wing. And this
Even like 10 years in the... Even 10 years in the past, we're running into beholders.
And this strange beholder dragon drakeling thing starts kind of flapping its wings and getting taller. Arai, make me a perception check real quick.
Okay. $16.
16. As you see this thing start to get up, you notice some movement out of the corner of your eye, and you notice another one of these creatures seems to be over here and is slowly waking up.
Okay, Arai is gonna shout in Elvish that there's another one, and kind of the direction.
So the green Slad looks at Arai, and he swings his staff, and this bolt of energy starts flying at Arai.
Is he casting a spell, or is it coming from the staff?
He's not casting a spell.
Okay.
It seems to just be an ability that he has to project force from the staff itself. That's going to be 23 versus your AC.
It's
Okay. You take 8 points of force damage. And as the bolt hits you, you suddenly feel your lungs freeze for a moment. As you try to intake breath, it feels like you're breathing knives. You feel this chill run down your spine. You are now frightened.
Oh no.
okay. I'm gonna use my reaction and have an unstable backlash
Okay.
from my magic. And whenever a creature hits me with an attack roll before my rage ends, they take 1d6 of force damage as it lashes out in retribution.
Cool. There's no save, it's just damage?
Yep.
Go for it. Go ahead and roll
So
the damage.
4.
4? Cool.
Yep.
So, as this bolt hits Arai in the chest, you watch as Arai's eyes just kind of widen. You guys can see Arai, something you've never really seen happen to Arai before. Arai looks terrified. You're not 100% certain why. Yeah, Imp?
I was gonna ask because he is raging. Is he scared?
Oh, I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, look to see if you have. I think mindless rage is a.
Yeah, I know there's certain types of rages. I didn't mention. Rai's got magic rage.
A berserker thing. So I don't think rage makes Arai immune to the fear condition, since Arai is a wild magic barbarian.
I thought rage gave you immunities, but I also know there's like so many different classes.
Again,
No, it's primarily
Yeah.
resistances.
yeah, the Berserker Barbarian
Yeah.
does get immunity to a
Okay.
lot of different things.
Yeah.
But that's
Not-
specifically Berserker. So yeah, after he does that, he looks over at Smegwick and kind of swings and fires a shot. If he can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
Yeah, this,
oh yeah, you're within.
is this the same thing or a spell?
Yeah, it's another attack. This is just
Okay.
he has a ranged attack
Okay.
that he uses his staff for. If it makes you feel any better, they just call it Chaos Staff. Well, that is an 11 versus your AC.
16.
16. So as this bolt of force energy comes at you, you just kind of moves out of the way. And as he sees you dodge, he notices the direction that you were going and realizes what's over here. And so he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to the point. And he sees Aoi and Summer. And he's going to take a shot at
How many shots does this guy get? Good lord.
I don't know.
multi-attack. You guys are high level. Aoi, choose even or odd.
Even.
Okay. All right. It's the shot goes for little baby Aoi. Roll a 3. So a 10 versus little baby Aoi's AC, which even with her being little babu, she's still kitted out in some really cheap leather armor. But it's enough to defend her. And so Aoi, little baby Aoi, sees this bolt coming, and almost instinctively she brings her rapier up and kind of deflects it out of the way. And despite the fact not getting hit by it, still seems terrified and kind of positions herself to protect Summer. That is... that's going to be the end of its turn. And
Hello.
now it's time for the eye drakes.
Sorry.
So the first one
Yay.
is going to fly over here. What's your speed? Let me see the actual thing I'm looking for. Here we go. And then... it's first going to look at Arai, and I need a d6. I need a dex save from Arai.
Okay.
Oh no, not a deck save.
19.
19. As you're sitting there, you see from one of the eyes at the end of its wings, this red bolt of energy flies towards you. You just kind of lean out of the way, and as it hits the wall behind you, you can see this burst of flame and deep scorch marks on the wall. Smegwick. I don't do that. Wow, that was impressive. I got my d6 to land on its corner.
Hey.
All right.
Fancy.
I need a strength save from Smegwick.
Sure.
strong boy.
Awesome.
You got this.
I got a -1.
So strong.
Don't you have like
Reroll to.
inspiration?
Yeah, I have a reroll token. Yeah, I may be using that, but I might not be because again, I got a -1. The odds are not in my favor.
Ugh.
Yeah, sure, I'll use it. They were nice enough to donate it to me. I'm not Aaliyah. I use them when they're donated. To me.
Oh no! Did you get a 0?
I got a 9 with my total. Uh, that's 14.
14.
I'm gonna guess no.
It's actually exactly what you need.
Ah,
Nice.
So,
Thank you.
this
God damn.
beam of just red, ruby red energy kind of comes towards you, and you just have the briefest moment to kind of lift up your hand to deflect it as much, and optic blast style, you feel this ray of force just start slamming into you.
Ooh.
And as you're kind of defending yourself against it, you kind of move, and you watch as it just pulverizes the wall behind you. But you don't take any damage on if you succeed. And then the last one is going to go for real Owie.
Okay.
Really likes the number 4. There we go. I need a dex save from you, Howie.
Using that inspiration. Ah, that's much better. 23.
23. So you see this deep, dark, black ray coming straight
Oh,
towards
yeah.
you. And you realize you don't want anything to deal with this, and so you kind of dive out of the way, and as it hits the wall behind you, all of the moss and everything on the wall instantly shrivels and starts to rot.
Thank God, because my first roll was a 1.
All right, and that's the end of that creature's turn. The second one is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think is as far as it's going to be able to get. And let's see what this is. 30 foot. So I have a measuring tool on here. Let's actually measure something. So
Oh,
here.
dear.
No, it doesn't like that. So it is going to do some raid stuff as well. It's going to start with Smegwick this time. I need a Constitution save from you, Smegwick.
Sure. Awesome.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't have to say the number. I can guarantee it's a no.
Okay. You take 7 thunder damage as this wave of sound just hits you, and you feel your eardrums start to shatter, and you are also incapacitated until the
Oh
end
no.
of its next turn.
Yikes.
Then it looks at Arai. I need a con save from Arai.
Oh no.
Barbarians
if
are
I can
known for
make
their low
this.
constitution.
We are 26.
Yeah. This yellow ray hits you directly in the chest, and you feel your muscles start to tighten, and you kind of giggle as you shake the paralysis off. And then
Cold, scared her eye.
Owie,
Yes.
I just did that one. I need a con save from you.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Do you have a heroic inspiration?
I have the. Come on. Just must be turned.
What do you got for me?
You can Indomitable, you can re-roll a saving throw that you fail, and you must choose the new roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and re-roll it then. I think that's
Hey,
once
now-
per short rest.
It is once per long rest.
Oh, okay. Right, so what's your new roll?
17.
17. 17's enough. So you see this pale blue ray come and hit you in your shoulder. You're able to move out of the way a little bit, but some of it still hits you. You see little bits of frost on there.
Actually, can I see it?
You can.
Let's see, mm,
But because it's a
Let's
con
see.
save, I don't believe evasion or anything like that will. Normally, that requires a dex save.
s- Eh, eh. Never mind.
Okay. So you take half of 17, which is 8. You
Okay.
take 8 points of cold damage, and you have a little bit of frost on your shoulder, but it's not too bad. And that's the end of its turn. Owie, what you want to do?
Yep. So much stuff I need to get under control. Let's see how am I from these guys? Let's see. I'm gonna get in a little close. Let's see. Stupid lag. That's 15, 20, 30. So I'm gonna use the unfortunately all my movement. And I'm going to use Eldritch Blast on the Slotty.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. So you guys watch as Owie starts rushing forward. You can see these, the tip of her new rapier starts to kind of glow, and as she thrusts it forward, 3 bolts of force erupt from it.
First attack misses.
Okay.
17 for the second
17
one.
does hit.
Alright. And 14.
14. All right. Third attack.
That was the third attack.
Oh, that was the third. Okay, cool. So you see these 3 bolts of energy go. 2 of them kind of go wide. The third one kind of hits him in the chest. You hear kind of a cracking sound. It goes.
Okay, so that was 2 attacks hit.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That was your attacks. The 14 was your second. 14 was the second attack roll.
Yes.
Oh, 14 misses. I'm sorry. I thought that was the
Ah,
damage.
darn it. Yeah, well.
So 1 attack hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, that's 7 points of force.
I thought that was high for a single Eldritch Blast.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, 2 of the bolts go past. The third one kind of hits him. And he's like, anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Finally, we get to Smegwick. What do you want to do?
As far as I'm aware, I'm incapacitated.
Oh yeah, you're incapacitated. Normally we would go right back up to Rai. However, my lovely health has decided that it wants to take a slight turn. So unfortunately, that is where we are going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TrainerJody. So yeah, otherwise, again, it's going to be all for me today. And I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.
Bye.